Good evening, everybody. I will wait for some people to jump in here, and I will wait for you guys to share this video. Wait for some people to jump in. It's really interesting because a lot of people are now talking about separation of families, and I really want to touch on that. So I will wait for you guys to jump in here and to, also, how's everybody doing? I'm Oscar Blue for Border Network News and America's Voice News. God bless everybody that is watching. God bless our country of Mexico, our city of Tijuana, and God bless the United States of America. Let's thank God for giving us 2 legs, 2 arms, a mind that we can think, a heart that we can feel, and eyes that we can see. God bless every single one of you. And I am going to touch on a subject which is really delicate, which is a topic that is really, really delicate, And it is a topic which a lot of people are going to be upset. A lot of people are going to be mad. A lot of people are not going to like what I am going to say. But I have always, been a guy that kind of says everything, does not even matter whether you like it or not. I just say the truth. So this is, until now, searching on statistics and stats and searching on, the reality of this separation of families. This is the word that we are going to use today. That is separation of families. Now, hopefully, I will use part of video that is from YouTube, and I will not get sanctioned. I will use just fractions, and I will pause and then use. Hopefully I won't get sanctioned. This is not, copyright video. It was public video. So I think that I can use it. So, this is a guy that I used to follow. His name is Kevin McAleenan. He used to be the head chief of immigration in the United States of America. This was done in the year 2019, I believe so, or 2018. This is a great fraction. Now, we're going to talk about separation of families. Let's be honest with each other first and foremost. Let's be clear with each other first and foremost. And let us take away our Donald Trump, our Donald Trump bandana, a Donald Trump hat. Take it off and then just don't put no hats off. Don't put no hat on. There was a lot of separation of families in the Donald Trump administration. Yes, there was. I am not going to lie. The majority of those separation of families, Democrats are not saying why. And that is the problem that that's why I get mad and I get upset. Because Democrats are not saying that the enormous separation of families, it is due to a lot of fake families and fake marriages. And all this, fake families and fake marriages, ultimately led to a lot of child trafficking. And when the family gets there, when the family gets to the immigration place, and it gets separated, it is because there's a process in immigration. Border Patrol finds out if those are the real parents, and if not, they send the case to ICE, and then ICE takes the decision on returning them back home. Immediately, they get together, they separate, sometimes between the amount of 10 days, but it's because that is not their family member. Or if you cross with a person illegally that has a background, that has had been deported, that has served time in the federal system, that has, amazingly has served a crime in the United States. Now, if you cross with somebody like that, yes, the family is going to get separated. It's part of the law. Now, were separations of families in the Obama administration? Yes, they were. Was the separation of families higher in the Obama administration than Trump administration? No, it was not. Why it was not? And I will tell you why. And a lot of people are not explaining this. It's not that I'm defending by Obama. This is the person that is the worst president for me in history, Barack Obama. But I will tell you something. Why there were more separation of families registered in the Trump administration than Obama administration is real easy. It is a thing that these Democrats in Congress, they don't talk about. And it is called the globalist compact of immigration. If the globalist compact of immigration would have been done in the whole 8 years of the administration of Barack Obama, believe me, there would have been a lot of thousands and thousands of fake families. But because in the administration of Barack Obama, they were not detaining and they were not stopping, and they did not have the catch and release and zero tolerance to all of this, fake families were not registered as high as an amount as in the administration of Trump. The administration of Trump, what they did was practically save the children, save them from all these enormous traffickers, coyotes, and ultimately also from all of these human smugglers. As they are crossing illegally in the Obama administration, there was no safe return home in the Obama administration. There was no, I will return you back home to your parents. They were just deporting them back, as what Joe Biden wants to do in this administration. It is Obama 3.0, like Sunni Middlechild said the other day. Joe Biden is going to do exactly what Barack Obama was doing. That is, I don't want the responsibility, I will deport them. And guess who is going to pick them up? It's going to be the coyotes, the traffickers. Now, in the administration of Trump, as cruel as it sounds, yes, there was a lot of separation of families. Yes, they were. But a lot of those fake families were fake families. And a lot of those families, they were fake. As what are your intentions when you are crossing with a fake family? What are your intentions to traffic a child that is not even your child? What are your intentions with him? And what are your intentions to cross with this? This is a video that I wanted to show you guys for the longest of time. This is a man that is not serving anymore the service in the United States of America. My God. Before I move forward, if you guys would like to contribute to my work, there's my PayPal, and hopefully my manager will pin my PayPal. If you guys want to contribute to my work, there's my PayPal on the bottom. You know, this is a guy that it was saying so much truth that he got removed. And he got removed out of all the pressure Oh, it's pinned on the top. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, okay, I'm seeing it right now. I'm sorry, manager. I apologize. This is a guy that had so much backlash, man. And it is because all of the truth that he was saying, I experienced it myself. These people are making fake families and fake marriages over here to cross through a loophole. And here you're going to hear him out. It is a 51-minute interview that it was done at that particular time by the Customs and Border Protection Commissioner, Kevin McLennan. He testifies in front of all these governmental people. And I want you to hear this guy. I want you to hear them. I want you to understand everything that he's saying. Because after this, we're going to post, some pictures of the who built the cages, when the cages were built, 90,000 children that they were apprehended in the year 2014 that nobody knows where they went. In the year 2014, Barack Obama was still in president. So why are we not talking about the fake families? Do you know why Alexandra Ocasio, Rashida Tlaib, they don't want to talk about the fake families? When Rashida Tlaib came to Tijuana, I confronted her and I said, Rashida Tlaib, tell me about the 34,000 children they have been trafficked in the caravans. She said, she goes like, no, I don't want to talk about it. They don't talk about the globalist compact of immigration, the enormous child trafficking, human smuggling, because, I'm sorry to say this, but they know and they're part of it. And this man gets awfully attacked. Not in this video, but in another video. Why they don't talk about the children in cages in the Obama administration? Why? It's a narrative. They want you to fit their narrative. This video, for everybody to watch, interesting, as let's hear him talk and let's hear him speak. And I will fast forward in some parts because I want you to hear specifically the numbers and how this man is so secure of himself. And after giving all these statements, this man got death threats by cartels, by organized crime, by child traffickers, by politicians. This man was clearing everything out. He was draining the child trafficking swamp. And he got removed. And we don't know where he is now. Amazing. Let's hear him out.
Border protection protects the people of the United States against dynamic threats while simultaneously facilitating trade, travel, and commerce so vital to our nation's economy. It's a broad and diverse mission. Over $4 trillion in international trade moves across our borders each year. 25 million cargo containers via sea, truck, and rail. The volume of packages that arrive via air due to the rise of e-commerce has grown dramatically over the past 5 years. During that time, CBP has seen nearly 50% increase in express shipments, while international mail shipments have increased fourfold, from approximately 150 million to 500 million international mail shipments. These shipments, like their containerized counterparts, pose potential health and safety risks to the United States and to the American people. In terms of illicit narcotics,
the sound is real low. So let me just get the video from some other place. Hold on. Let me get the video from some other place. Okay, let me just return back here the video. And I will press play right here for you guys to hear. Let me see if I'm good now. Here we go.
Via sea, truck, and rail. The volume of packages that arrive via air due to the rise of e-commerce has grown dramatically over the past 5 years. During that time, CBP has seen nearly 50% increase in express shipments, while international mail shipments have increased fourfold, from approximately 150 million to 500 million international mail shipments. These shipments, like their containerized counterparts, pose potential health and safety risks to the United States and to the American people. In terms of illicit narcotics, CBP continues to seize increasing levels of methamphetamines, heroin, and synthetic opioids at our ports of entry, both on our southwest border and in the small parcel environment. We continue to confront trade violations, from dumping and duty evasion to intellectual property rights to elements of forced labor in our supply chains. CBP is undertaking a multifaceted effort to address these trends that relies on our human capital, advanced technology and analytics, interagency and international partnerships, and innovative application of our authorities. To pursue these efforts, the men and women of CBP are our greatest asset. Over the past several years, CBP has faced challenges meeting our hiring goals, but we are taking those challenges head on, making more than 40 improvements to our hiring process, resulting in significant recruitment and hiring gains, despite record low unemployment around the United States and intense competition for highly qualified, mission-inspired people. We've improved our administration of the polygraph examination, and we are working with the private sector on best practices for digital recruiting, applicant care, and automation to reduce our time to hire. We've demonstrated the tremendous value of our trade professionals, from import specialists to regulations and rulings attorneys, and the value they provide to the U.S. economy. And we've requested further investments, for which we will guarantee a return in these personnel in our annual budget requests. We are not yet where we need to be on our staffing, but we are making progress across all categories of CBP professionals required for our critical mission, and hiring and sustaining a world-class workforce will continue to be my top mission support priority for CBP. Supporting our personnel is an array of technology as part of a multi-layered, risk-based approach to target shipments and goods entering our country. For CBP, technology is a force multiplier that helps us work more efficiently with less risk to our frontline personnel. That starts at our National Targeting Center, where every day we analyze 2 million shipments through advanced systems. Through that intelligence analysis, comprehensive data analytics, anomaly identification, and identified trends of concern, CBP is able to segment out high-risk cargo for additional scrutiny while facilitating the flow of legitimate trade. In the field, at our ports of entry, CBP utilizes non-intrusive inspection technology, or NII, to examine and identify anomalies in shipments or vehicles. These systems enable CBP officers to rapidly examine conveyances, such as shipping containers or trucks, and privately owned vehicles for the presence of contraband. We're investing in new technologies and capabilities, using our Laredo field office, encompassing several of our busiest land crossings, as you noted, Mr. Chairman, as a pilot location to continually improve the technology we use to inspect vehicles entering the country. Forensic analysis is used to inform our targeting and support prosecutions and gather intelligence to continually
I will pause right there. This man is basically, thank you so much. Somebody said that I just donated to your PayPal. Make sure you donate. Let me check right here. Oh, okay. You donated in pesos. If you want to donate in dollars, make sure you hit the dollar sign. You just donated 25 pesos. But thank you so much. God bless you. There's sections there that says dollars or pesos. So make sure to whatever you want to pick. Thank you so much. This man is practically, what he's explaining right here is the geographics of what has been happening in basically in his term. Now, he's going to talk about right here about drugs. He's going to talk about right here about drugs, the trafficking of drugs. For all those people that are saying a wall doesn't work, this man served honorably in the term of the President Donald Trump. And let me fast forward right here to the minute 20. Right here. 2043. Let me fast forward right here. 2043. There we go. Here we go.
The narcotic narcotics are still their #1 profit center, but they're also profiting from moving people as well to a dramatic extent, multi-billion dollars a year in Mexico alone. But the ports of entry are critical for interdicting illicit narcotics. That is the pathway of choice into the U.S. across our southwest border or through mail or express consignment. And having adequate personnel to accomplish all of our diverse missions, from the immigration side to inspecting for narcotics, to processing for agriculture protection, and to facilitating that lawful trade and travel is essential. In the technology investments, we received a significant plus up in 18 from Congress for our non-intrusive inspection technology. And that's going to let us put a number of conveyances through secondary examination and identify loads of drugs that we weren't able to see before in both personally owned vehicles and trucks, by actually keeping the travelers in the vehicle during the x-ray. The new systems are safe to use with people in vehicles, and it's a very exciting development. We appreciate Congress's support in that area.
Thank you very much, Commissioner. Senator Casey.
Thanks very much. Commissioner, I wanted to start with a topic that's important to me and I think important to people in both parties, and that's how we counter terrorism financing. I've had a major legislation on this that focuses on this problem. I know there are a number of agencies and also a number of committees here in the Senate that focus on it. And I know that when you were going through a confirmation process, you provided responses to us that we appreciated on this topic. I guess two basic questions. Could you discuss, to the extent that you're able in this setting, the work that is ongoing within your agency to coordinate with the rest of the intelligence community to identify and investigate both suspected modes as well as means of terrorism finance, including trade-based money laundering and other means of...
Wow, look at all the responsibility that this man has.
Finance.
And I will pause right here. And I want to get to the point where he's talking about the separation of families. That is quite, I want you to just get a glimpse of what this man is so responsible for. He's the Customs Border Protection Commissioner. He was responsible of basically everything. Now, I want to get specifically to the part that he's talking about the separation of families, which is really important for me. And I think I'm missing the
visits in over 18 locations, which has really given us a sense of where there's a fraudulent issue, a fake transshipment, if you will.
And I believe that is right here. Hold on a second.
Since that time, we passed the Border Jobs for Veterans Act of 2015.
Awareness on when they can come to the port of entry, when we have space, but that balance to try to make sure that people are housed in space where we have capacity, where it's a safe and appropriate environment, as well as balancing across all the other missions that we've talked about.
Do you think it would be helpful?
I think that the key elements of it, the sharing.
Well, I will get to that point. Unfortunately, the video skips. I will get to that point. Unfortunately, the video skips. And he talks about this man. I will find that particular point where he says more than 5,800 fake families were registered in 2019, and more than 4,800 fake families were registered in the year of basically on 20 more than 4,800 fake families on the year of 2018, and more than 5,800 on the year of fake families on the year of 2019. He specifically talks about that, and he gets right here when he made those statements, something happened. And when he made those statements, something happened. And this is what happened. And I will put this video right here for all of you to watch. This is what actually happened. And he got immediately he got attacked by, let me skip the commercial right here.
I will begin to swear you in.
This is the acting secretary of Homeland Security. This is an actual video. And after he talked about, hold on, everybody's saying no sound. Hold on. calm down. After he talked about, he talked about the fake families in the other testifying room. Right here, you see him swearing. He got immediately he got notified that he needed to testify again. And he went and testified again. And this is, you see the title right there. It says, Acting Secretary of Homeland Security Kevin McAleenan testifies at a House hearing on child separation at the border. Look how he gets attacked immediately after he said there's more than 4,800 fake families that they have been registered in the year 2018, more than 5,800 fake families that have been registered in the year 2019, and we are working on that with the zero tolerance policy. Immediately, he got this after that.
Do you swear or affirm?
Mr. Acting Secretary, why was a child of 8 months held for 6 months while his dad was deported 2 months later?
When we implemented the zero tolerance protocols to increase prosecution of amenable adults, including those arriving with children, I specifically directed, and the Chief of the Border Patrol echoed, that would not include parents traveling with children under 5. So when we've gone back and looked at the cases, and there were a few dozen separations during that time frame, we determined that there were other reasons that would comply with the current executive order or court order for separations of children under 5 that occurred during the zero tolerance period.
We hear about stories coming out from you and your agency that everything is pretty good and you're doing a great job. I guess you feel like you're doing a great job, right? Is that what you're saying?
We're doing our level best in a very
What does that mean? What does that mean when a child is sitting in their own feces?
Remember what this man is doing. Remember what this man just said. This man, Mr. Cummings, a chairman. Remember what he just said. How do you feel that you're doing a good job when a child is sitting on their own feces? Okay, remember. Just remember, because I will, my God, I want answers in the Barack Obama administration. And this is how he got attacked. Miss Kevin McAleenan, Kevin McAleenan, the Department of Homeland Security Secretary at that particular time, because he said the truth about the fake families and fake matrimonies that they were occurring at the border. And these people immediately suggested him to testify again, but in front of all these frauds. In front of all these frauds, that they sit down, all these corrupt politician parasites, that they sit down in their little nice table right there, and they're just saying, how do you feel to separate a child sitting down on their own feces? Look what he responds. And this is amazing, because this is the only way that they could justify their evil and demonic acts of child trafficking.
Can't take a shower. Come on, man. What's that about? None of us would have our children in that position. They are human beings.
What's wrong with Flores that everybody keeps...
Oh, hell no. Hell no, man. This is your Congresswoman, Rashida Tlaib. This is your Congresswoman, Rashida Tlaib, which I'm pausing the video. I'm putting pause on the video for number one reason. This woman has the audacity and has the decency to be arguing with the Secretary of Department of Homeland Security. You live all the way to Michigan, man. Shut up. You don't even know what the hell is going on in the borders. These people have never picked up their tennis shoes and their boots and walked on the Border Patrol's boots into a mountain. They have never done anything closely, remotely, to go into a shelter and asking the migrants, is there any child trafficking? Have you ever encountered cartels taking over and kidnapping families? Have you ever seen drug trafficking in the caravans? Is this your son? No, it's not. Why is he not? I need the asylum, but yeah, because that is not your son. And then this woman has the audacity to come to Tijuana, to my city. And I went over there and they shoved me and they pushed me for me to not ask. For me to not ask questions about child trafficking. I asked a simple question. And all of their posse, of the Rashida Tlaib posse, were like, oh no, who are you from? I'm CNN, I'm CNN, and I'm CNN. Oh, go ahead. Who are you with? I'm MSNBC. Oh, go ahead. Oh, who are you with? Oh, you're Univision. Oh, go ahead. But Oscar Blue, as insignificant broadcaster from Tijuana, how do you knew that I was going to ask you these questions, Rashida? There was a whistleblower right there at that meeting when we were sitting at, and they told you, don't answer the questions of that guy. That guy is a supporter of, he's a nationalist. He loves this country. He's not gonna get, no, don't answer. And I asked this question right here, and you have the audacity to be sitting right here. You're ridiculous, man. You're a fraud. To be sitting right there and not answering me one question. What happened to the 34,000 kids that they were trafficked in the caravans? Do you have them? Where are they? Do you know where? They're returned back home. Do you know why they were trafficking so many children in the administration of Trump? Do you know why? Because of your corrupt system that you were pushing all of these migrants to say, it's open, it's open, it's open. So when you say that, and when you got your American liberals in our country of Mexico violating and instigating migrants to cross illegally through a loophole and violating our Constitution and creating fake marriages and creating fake matrimonies, there's other things that come with all that. That is child trafficking, sex trafficking, human smuggling, drug trafficking. You don't talk about that. You talk about all about the suffering. So when Donald Trump put the wall, a flood of migrants started coming because Mexico signed the globalist compact of immigration. You and nobody, no Rashida Tlaib, no Ilhan Omar, no Alexandria Ocasio, no Veronica Escobar, no Kamala Harris, the vice president. Nobody has talked about it because you don't want to talk about it. You don't want to talk how this generated, how this problem of separation of families generated, how it started. Because if you talk about it, you're going to talk bad about your boss, that is George Soros and the United Nations. Because if you say something, Ilhan Omar and all those people say something is about to go against the United Nations. So Alexandria Ocasio, a big ambassador of climate change. I can't talk about it. We're about to get the globalist compact to the environment. I have to shut up. I can't say anything. All of it. You don't say anything. This is why the borders were attacked, because a globalist compact of immigration. Not because, all the liberals had this stupidity idea. Yeah, dumbass, that happened in the administration of Trump. Do you know why it happened, you dumbass? Do you know why? It's ridiculous. And look at this man by the name of Kevin McLennan. This honorable man that saved thousands of children when he was head chief of the Department of Homeland Security. This honorable man got fired and got taken away because of all the people that they were pressuring, all these demonic people that they were pressuring for him to move out because he was spreading so much truth. And look how he gets attacked right here by this woman, man. It is just ridiculous.
Keep saying they want to change Flores.
Just a single provision.
You want to keep kids longer.
No, we don't want to change
You
those
wanna keep
provisions
kids
about
longer, Mr.
conditions
Secretary.
in our custody. We want to codify those provisions.
No, you want to keep kids
maintain the highest
longer.
possible
It's been
standard.
very clear from this administration. You want to keep kids
We
longer.
want to keep families together.
Exactly. You want to keep kids longer. That's what Rashida Tlaib says. And then this man answered, I want to keep families together. You want to keep kids longer. What are you suggesting, Rashida? Who's going to take care of them in Mexico? Who's going to take care of them? What are you going to say about all the fake families and the fake matrimonies and the fake marriages? Why don't you guys talk about that? For God's sake, why don't you have the courage and the balls to talk about that? Why don't you say fake matrimonies, fake marriages, fake families? You want to keep kids longer. No, he does not want to keep kids longer. He wants to keep family together. He said it. He wants to keep families together. He wants to send that child that it doesn't belong to that parent and that bozo and that woman, that they're trafficking that child to obtain a loophole through immigration. He wants to send them to the real parents. It's amazing how the pampering and the justification for and it goes on by saying, oh, you want to keep kids longer. Yeah, you want to keep kids longer. The narrative of just like, yeah, they want to keep kids longer, Blue. That's what they want to do, Blue. They want to keep kids longer so they can stay with them, and it's just evil and demonic. They're like, oh my God. That is not their parent, Rashida. It doesn't even matter. Like, he needs to go. That's not even her parent, Rashida. It does not even matter. Like, the guy needs to be prosecuted because he trafficked the child right now. You don't even know why he took it. Like, we don't even know his history. Like, they're running away from here. Like, oh my God. Is it really that stupid? Is it really that stupid? Look what it says later.
Together through an immigration proceeding,
By keeping
fair and
kids longer.
expeditious in an appropriate setting. That can't be done in 20 days with due process.
That's right. So just admit that, though. Tell people it's not, you want to keep the conditions, but you want to keep the kids longer.
We want to keep very high standards, and we're willing to have a conversation about how high those standards should and can be.
Yeah.
But we need to be able to finish immigration proceedings before people are released. Otherwise, we don't have an effective result.
Thank you so much, Miss Kevin McLean. I don't even know how to say his last name, man. It's really difficult to say those names. Thanks so much, Mr. X, Department of Homeland Security Chief. Now, remember what Mr. Cummings said? You want to keep kids to be sitting on their own feces. Remember what he said? Let me just put it back on the screen so we can remember what he said. It's just really important that we remember what he said. He said, oh, you think you're doing a good job, right? Look what he said right here. Let's remember what he said.
About stories coming out from you and your agency that everything is pretty good and you're doing a great job. I guess you feel like you're doing a great job, right? Is that what you're saying?
We're doing our level best in a very
What does that mean? What does that mean when a child is sitting in their own feces?
Sitting on their own feces. That's what this man is saying. When a child is sitting on their own feces, look at his face. He's angry because a child has been sitting on their own feces, right? That's what he's saying, right? That's what I believe that he's saying. Now, let me just say to Mr. Cummings something that has been cooking for a little while now. Something that has been cooking for a little while. And talking about a child sitting on their own feces. That's what it's saying. Right? A child sitting on their own feces. Mr. Cummings saying that. So I want to ask Mr. Cummings, is this a child sitting on their own feces? Mr. Cummings, Rashida, is this a child sitting on their own feces? Right here. This is an image for everybody. Separation of families and children in cages. House, Dems use Obama-era photos to promote kids in cages hearing. This picture was taken on June 18 of 2014. Detainees sleep and watch television in a holding cell where hundreds of mostly Central American immigrant children are being processed. Where was Mr. Cummings addressing Barack Obama and Rashida Tlaib to children sitting on their own feces at this particular point? Where was it? Then we go and say this. The New York Post says this. Democrats of the House Oversight Committee sent out a pair of tweets Wednesday earlier this month with photos of migrants sitting on a detention center floor to publicize an immigration hearing in Capitol Hill. Where was this? Where was Mr. Cummings saying that they were sitting on their own feces? Now there's another picture. Where was Mr. Cummings? You're attacking Mr. Kevin McLennan, Mr. Elijah Cummings, attacking the Department of Homeland Security that served in 2018 and 2019, and saying that there was a lot of fake families and a lot of fake matrimonies. You can go and watch that video, and you can search where he says 4,800 fake families registered on 2018 and 5,800 fake families registered on 2019. And where was Elijah Cummings saying in the Barack Obama administration that their children were sitting on their own feces? No, Elijah, they were sleeping on their own feces in the Obama administration right here. And it says this: Obama officials rushed to explain photos from 2014 that went viral showing locked up immigrant children in Trump facilities look the same. And it says right there on the bottom, in this June 18, 2014 photo, 2 female detainees sleep in a holding cell as the children are separated by age group and gender at the United States Customs Border Protection Center in Nogales, Arizona. Elijah Cummings, are they sitting on their own feces? No, they're sleeping on their own feces, right? And it says several 2014 photos are detained and immigrant children in cages went viral in May, and former Obama administration officials rushed to offer explanations. Where's Rashida Tlaib? And this is another one. The New York Times, the Washington Times. Also said the Obama administration admits it was overwhelmed when unaccompanied children, those sent on the treacherous journey north without a parent or a guardian in tow, stream across the border at the rate of more than 10,000 a month. During the peak of the summer of 2014. The Washington Times reported in July 2014, at the height of the surge, that advocates predicted children will be sent to unsafe homes, with one group estimating that children know that Elijah Cummings is dead, by the way. I'm just asking. There's another one right here. Biden incorrectly claims Obama administration didn't separate the families. Biden, after seeing all of this, he was asked, and he hides, and everybody hides. You know, Rashida Tlaib hides. They don't talk. They're never going to talk about it. If you go to a live stream, of Alexandria Ocasio, of Rashida Tlaib, of Ilhan Omar, and you ask these questions and you comment about all of this, you will get attacked as a racist, as a fascist, as an inhuman person, because you're not caring about what they're suffering. You're only caring about making a fake family. Is it really necessary? Remember that of the United States that told me, let me get this straight. So if you're running away from fear and your only option is to forge a marriage or to forge a fake family, a fake matrimony, and you think that is, don't you think that is correct? He told me that. A citizen from the United States of America. Amazing. The Washington Times right here says the Obama administration sent illegal immigrant children into modern day slavery by turning them over to sponsors who forced them into child labor or subjected them to sexual abuse. Members of Congress said on Thursday as they demanded that top child protection officials explain how could it have happened. And on the bottom it says, amazing what it says, including child sex charges, automatic disqualification for hosting a child, congressional investigators said. Wow. Nobody talks about that. This picture. Taken in the year of 2014. Seven of families. Is this new administration of Biden going to do something to fix this, or are they going to stay silent and not do anything about it? You know what they're going to do, right? They already said that they're not accepting people. So it was a lie that they are going to be helped and that he was going to create a better pathway for citizens. And if they're going to accept them, they're going to send them to work in the worst COVID conditions. Like in comparison, when they were going to war. Citizen, you need to go to war. You want to be a citizen, you're working in these COVID horrible conditions. Are they going to do something? Nobody talks about this. They don't like to. Look at this. And this is a really interesting post by the Washington Post. It says, Washington Times, excuse me. Worse yet, the administration acknowledged, talking about the Obama administration, that it can't account for each of the 90,000 children it processed and released since the surge peaked in 2014. Where are those 90,000 children? ¿Dónde? Where are those 90,000 children in the year of 2014? Are they returned back home? Are they with the mamas and papas? Did they return them back home to their native countries? What do you believe that happened? Nobody reads this kind of facts, because if you read these kind of facts, they get mad. They're telling you that you're a racist. They tell you that you're a fascist, that you're a narcissist, that you are a horrible man, Oscar Blue. You don't have no sensitivity whatsoever. Look at this one. Believe that is the last one, I think so, this one. And it was a post by the NPR. And it goes national. And it was just a post that says, fake birth certificates and fake families amid migrant surge at the border. Ba-da. Now, a lot of people are saying, and they ask me, Oscar, so you're saying that there was no separation of families in the administration of Trump? No, I never said that. I'm admitting right now, and I have always said it. Yes, there were separation of families in the administration of Trump. Probably the highest. But I want to ask you a little bit. Out of all the fake family, out of all those separation of families that you guys are talking about, how many of them were real families? Does it matter? Yes, it does. That's the whole point. Out of all those families that they were separated, how many of them were fake and how many of them were real? And if they were real and they got separated, there's a reason why. And if they were fake and they got separated, where do you think they're going to give them kids away as easy as you want? Do you think that they're going to return those kids as easy as you want? What do you think? That they're just going to wake up and say, you know what? We got more than 4,800 fake families. And we got more than 4,800 fake families in 2018. And more than 5,800 fake families in 2019. That happened in the administration of Trump. They're separating those families. So they're supposed to keep them together? A family that does not belong? My question is, I'm trying to put logics into my perspective of humanity in nowadays. And I don't know if I am wrong or right, and I'm closing my eyes to understand my liberal little side, that it does exist right underneath all the way to the stomach. I don't want to bring it out. But I will transform myself into a liberal right now. It's my body, it's my right, it's my body, it's my right, it's my body, it's my right, it's my body. 4,800 fake families were registered in the year of 2018. So they have a right. They have a right to migrate. But they're fake, bro. What? They need to stop drugs, bro. They don't need to stop, families. They're running away from fear. Yeah, but they're trafficking actually the child, bro. They're trafficking the child. That is not their parent, bro. They're running away from fear. What you don't understand? Fear. Probably they want to kidnap the child. They're actually doing that, bro. They're kidnapping the child. No. The United States needs to worry about something else, not about security of children. Give them the asylum. Give it to them. And you will never win. An argument that is with a person like that believes that the safety of the child is through a fake marriage or a fake matrimony or a fake family, it is as damaged as his brain. It is as damaged as his brain. Completely deranged people that they have never seen for 1 minute. They have never seen one migrant being separated from their family. They have never seen a child in a fake family and admitting that that is not his dad. They have never seen migrants declaring and giving statements that, yes, there's a lot of child trafficking, there's a lot of violence, and there's the cartel inside the caravans. But you got all these people. At that particular time, Elijah Cummings, on their own fetus, never gave explanations. God rest his soul, but never gave explanations for what happened in the Obama administration. And now, Rashida Tlaib now, not giving explanations also. Nobody's going to give explanations. My question is to all of you, and it's real easy. And it's real easy. My question to all of you. Real easy. Real simple question. Simple. And I will ask my live feed this question. Do you guys believe that Joe Biden is going to do something about the enormous child trafficking that is occurring in our borders? It's a yes or no answer. Somebody just answered saying no. Monica Paredes said no. Vicky Fletcher said no. Mina Harrington said no. Lori Cunning said no. Elise said no. Miss Jerry said no. Lisa Sheriff said no. Carol Farrell said no. Savina said no. Patient Zero said no. Christy Martinez said no. Miss Brenda said no. Sherry Kelly says no. Chuck Fair said no. Cherry A said no. Sarah Rodriguez said no. Miss Jan said no. Mr. J. Randall said no. Miss Mary Golden said no. Miss L.R., Mr. L.R. or Miss L.R. said no. It was a just a no. It was a just a no answer. I'm not going to read no long answers. Julie Shaw said no. Denise said no. Patricia Borga said no. Emma Santiago said no. I would love to go into a Democrat platform. And I would love to talk to them for a little bit. And they can tell me if they believe that Joe Biden is going to do something about it. And everybody now knows that he's not going to do anything about it. He just denied. And the immigrants got played. Horrible. They just got played. Every single migrant that there was hoping, every single migrant that it was hoping that they were going to get their asylum and the refugee case heard immediately like this, everybody, every single one of them, their dreams just went down the drain. This guy told everybody that it was going to be okay, that he was going to let them in. Actually, I went to the shelter on Sunday and I gave you guys a live feed to explain to you guys how they think. And they actually believe that everything is going to be okay with Joe Biden. And, that everything is going to be fantastic with him. And he's going to open the doors and he's going to tear down the wall. Wow. Amazing. Subject of today, how's everybody doing? I'm Oscar Blue for Border Network News and America's Voice News. Subject of today, separation of families. Why they don't talk about the globalist compact of immigration? Why they don't talk about why there's more child trafficking nowadays than it was in years before? Why they don't talk about the enormous nonprofit organizations that they're coming over here and working violating our constitutional law. Why they don't talk about the enormous fake marriages and fake matrimonies and fake families? Why they don't talk about that? They only talk about that they're separating them, but they don't give the reason why. Ms. Mary Golden is saying, but Oscar, Biden opened the borders. No, he has not. I'm sorry, but no. If you see illegal crossings, that doesn't mean that it's opened the border. If you saw illegal crossings, you saw them also in the administration of Trump. So Trump opened the borders also? Biden hasn't opened the borders. He just said that he is not going to give access to no immigrant to get the asylum and the refugee question, the refugee asylum and the refugee case being heard. Also, William Pop, the ambassador of the United States in Guatemala, said, no, we are not going to allow nobody into our country. And the ones that they are allowed, the ones that they are allowed, they're going to be returned back home. You're saying Jen Jordan posted on his page, Biden just revoked an immigration order titled Securing the Southern Border of the United States. He hasn't opened the border. I'll tell you that. Opening the border, it means everybody can come in, right? Everybody can come in. That's what I understand. Opening the border. So that means that I can walk in through the port of entry and be accepted. I can walk in through, I can just grab my car and cross the border with my car. No, Biden has not opened the border. The border continues to be closed, and the regulations continue to be like that. Also, I want to tell you something. In Texas, they tried to revoke or they just stopped the deportations, right? In California, no. In California, they have been deporting consistently, nonstop. So if the deportations are continuously in California, that means that the border is closed. Other than that, the border will not be closed and the deportations would be stopped. People will go back again and go in the country. Illegal crossings are always going to happen. Just keep that in mind for everybody that is watching. To say, no, I don't want nobody in my country because my country, I don't want nobody. We're full. That is just, and I'm just open up and being transparent with everybody in general. If you have this mindset that the United States is closed and we don't want nobody because it's full, you are a horrible human being. I'm just going to say it to you like that. You're a horrible human being, because we were talking about not too long ago, plus 2 years, we have been saying that migrants that do things legally, documented, and with a purpose, and everybody was saying on every live feed, yes, come legally. Yes, come documented. Yes, come peacefully. Yes, come with a purpose. And if migrants want to do their migration to the United States legally, documented, peacefully, and with a purpose, what is the problem then? We have a lot of U.S. citizens living in Mexico with no passport, with no proper identification, that they work in the United States and they cross the border every day, back and forth, because they don't want to pay the expenses that there is really expensive to live in California, and they live over here. Every day they're going back and forth. Every day. Da, 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 da. With a U.S. passport, of course. Why they don't have the proper documentation in Mexico? The borders are not open. I'm sorry, they're not. With all respect, Ms. Mary Golden, the borders are not open. They're closed. There's a protection point in every border. And every border, the border of San Isidro, there is the United States Customs. If the borders will be open, there will not exist no United States Customs, no United States Border Patrol, no ICE. There will be no borders. Absolutely nothing. There's still a United States Customs at every border. There's still the Border Patrol protecting your borders and trying to stop them. As you have seen Anthony going live every day at late at night and people getting arrested because they're crossing in illegally to the United States of America. And if they're crossing illegally to the United States of America, it means that there is a federal crime for crossing illegally to another country without no proper documents. Border Patrol still exists. United States Customs still exists. And ICE still exists. Borders still exist. The border is not closed. It's not open entirely. It's open only to essential people to cross. Legally people that they want to cross to the United States. What is essential? U.S. citizens, people with resident cards, people with work visas, people with work permits, and people that have medical appointments. You need to understand the border life for us to just tell you everything. You know, there's a great significance of, you know, the borders are open with the borders are closed. You know, this, you know, it's just a big significance when you say the borders are open. Oh my God, the borders are open. Everybody's going to go right now. It's not open. You know, it's a lot of people are flooding to the United States of America because they are under the assumption that their asylum and refugee case is going to be heard in the United States of America, and then they're not going to be deported anymore. So that is not a border open. That is not opening the border. No, they're not. What they're going to start doing is crossing illegally and claiming the asylum. And after they claim the asylum, they're not going to be able to deport them. That is not an open border. That is just using the immigration and using a loophole. But that is not an open border. No, it's not. I'm sorry. This is the way it is. You know, we have to explain the way it is. You know, and there's a crime in the federal system that is called illegal entry. When you cross illegally to the United States, you are charged with a crime that is called illegal entry. And then if you're deported and you already have a record in the United States of America and you try to cross again, knowing the fact that your parole hasn't finished yet, that is called illegal re-entry. That is double the crime of illegal entry. It is a federal crime. If those crimes still exist under federal law in the United States of America, how can the borders be open? God bless every single one of you. How long have I been? An hour and 8. God bless every single one of you. It has been a really, when I talk about separation of families, you know, it's really difficult to talk and to touch that topic because, you know, you never want to separate a family. You know, it's common sense. Who have the heart and to separate a family? You know, it's who will have that heart to separate that family. You know, it will be horrible to try to, you know, separate a family. When you talk about trafficking of children and you actually see it in your city and you actually every day you acknowledge that there's a lot of cartel violence in your city. There's assassinations. There are, you know, dismembered bodies dropped in every corner. And all of this comes with a lot of demonic movements. That is child trafficking, human smuggling, human trafficking, human smuggling, sex trafficking. When you see this every day, it is heartbreaking because you see so much evil. And I was saying, I was saying this the other day on another live feed. I am a man that is afraid of the consequences that they're coming in the next life. So I try to prevent doing bad, or doing evil, because I know that in the afterlife something is going to happen for people that they did not measure their consequences. And sometimes when you live in a border and you're actually understanding the life at the border, you analyze the whole situation. You're like, these people don't believe in God. They don't think God exists. They don't know that if there's evil and there's God. They don't care about their afterlife, if their soul is going to be punished, or whatever is going to happen, if they're going to be punished. They're not afraid of God. And I have been saying this for the longest time. We are so pulled away from God. We are so far away from him that all these evil and demonic things are happening into our lives. And we are seeing them now as normal. Oh, there's child trafficking over there in Mexico. Oh, yeah, I've seen a guy by the name of Oscar Blue and another guy, Anthony. They go to the border and they check and they record every day. Yeah, it's pretty bad. I've seen it. Hey, let's go get a sandwich. Normal. It's not for us to adapt. It's for us to stop it. And in a way, try to stop it. Give support to those ones that they try to stop it. Support the government who's trying to do something about it. Push the government to do something about it and to stop it. That's the number one priority, to stop it. Separation of families is a really delicate subject, because when you're talking about it, it hurts. It hurts. It's something that you don't want to separate a family. But when it's a fake family, why do you have a kid that it does not belong to you? Why? That's my question. First and foremost, why do you have a child that it does not belong to you? Why do you have a child that is a minor that it does not belong to you, and you're using it to obtain an immigration pass to the United States? That's the only thing. God bless every single one of you. Something in my eye. If you find this video informative, and you find this video in a way that is informative for you, you can contribute to my PayPal that is pinned on the top right there on my live feed. Thank you so much. You can follow my partner, Real Anthony Agüero, at Orbeez. Also, you can follow him at Orbeez.net. He has a channel in Telegram, also YouTube and Facebook. You can follow me in Telegram. I have a channel in Telegram which I put important information. Also, you can follow my channel at Facebook, and share it. Subscribe to my channel in YouTube, and also you can become a member. And also, follow me at Telegram. It has been a great live feed for you guys. God bless every single one of you. Thank you so much. God bless. And like we always say, people, peace and love, and always your country's first. God bless.